Welcome to another Cardano update. So today I want to start with the Bitcoin dominance chart again because I believe what's happening right now is very important, and let me explain why. So Bitcoin dominance just put in another all-time high for this cycle. We just had another all-time high yesterday and now we have another one, and I believe the pump is not done. I believe Bitcoin dominance will still go up in the next 2 weeks, and it will top by the end of September or maybe by the middle of October, and then we'll get the altcoin season. Now, the Bitcoin dominance chart is currently at 58.10%, and I'm expecting it to get like 60%, and let me explain why. So if you look at what happened in the previous cycle, we went to the 0.618 extension right here, which is the 0.618 of this previous all-time high on the Bitcoin dominance chart and the bear market low. And after we almost got to that level, we had an altcoin season, and Bitcoin dominance pretty much dropped 45% in a matter of almost 5 months. And this is when most people actually got into crypto. Now, why is this important? Well, right now we are also very close to that 0.618 level, just like we were in this previous cycle right here. And we are very close to it, and I believe it will top very soon, which means that an altcoin season might start in October. Now, if you look at what happened in the previous cycle after we topped, even though we went from a dominance level of about 73% to 59%, nothing really happened right here. I mean, most altcoins actually went up in a 1-2 setup right here. And what happened over here was actually the third wave on most altcoins. And what does that mean? Well, after we top on the Bitcoin dominance chart, yes, I'm expecting it to go down, but I'm not expecting it to go down like this. So it could go down in 5 waves, and that could look something like, let's say, this. And of course, it does not have to go down in 5 waves. It could go down into an ABC structure. But still, my point is that maybe we'll not get the real altcoin season until like December. Now, of course, altcoins might start pumping after we start dropping on the Bitcoin dominance chart, but we'll get the real pump, which is this right here, in December or January of next year. Now, of course, this does not have to repeat itself. I mean, we could start going down like this and it would be fine. And, there are many possibilities. I mean, most altcoins like Cardano are currently in a 1-2 setup. So most altcoins already had that 1-2 setup that they had right here. So we don't need this anymore, which means that we could start going down like this and it could make sense. Now, I don't know what will happen, I'm not sure, and this is not financial advice, this is only my opinion, so keep that in mind. But if we are getting a third wave move to the upside on the altcoins, then we should start dropping like crazy after we top, and we should not really waste any time, because altcoins really need a third wave move to the upside. I mean, we are very close to invalidating the structure on the Cardano chart. We are currently at 33 cents, and the invalidation zone is at 22 cents, so we can only go down another 10 cents before we actually invalidate the whole structure, and that would not be the best thing in the world. Now, just to remind you, in the previous cycle we were about 2.3% away from the 0.618 extension when we topped right here. So if we copy what we did right here, maybe we'll only get to a dominance level of about 59% and then we drop. And that would make sense because I believe tomorrow we'll get some rate cuts, and I mean, we could top on the Bitcoin dominance chart today. Now, of course, I'm not sure if that will happen, but that's a possibility, and this could be the last pump of this cycle for the Bitcoin dominance chart. Now, let's go on the Cardano chart because I want to talk about this third wave move. First, let's start on the 1-hour chart, and Cardano is still not doing anything. And I mean, that's to be expected. Bitcoin dominance is currently at a new all-time high for this cycle, so you cannot really expect Cardano to go up like crazy right now. Even though I'm expecting a third wave move to the upside right here, this is most likely not going to happen because, again, Bitcoin dominance is at a new all-time high. So maybe this means that we'll continue going sideways. Now, do not forget, even though Bitcoin dominance is at a new all-time high right now, that does not mean that Cardano needs another low in the second wave move down. I mean, the coins that impact the Bitcoin dominance chart the most are actually Ethereum, Binance Coin, and Solana, because these coins have a much higher market cap. Cardano currently has a market cap of around, let's say, $12 billion, and when you compare that to the market cap of Ethereum, I mean, that's nothing. So theoretically, Cardano could start going up right now, and the Bitcoin dominance chart would not really care about it, because Cardano is not a huge altcoin right now like it was in the previous cycle, at least looking at it from a market cap perspective. Now, don't forget, we went oversold on the 1 hour chart, and I believe even on the 4 hour chart. So at some point we need to start going up. As you can see on the 4 hour, it does look like we will go up very soon, but we also got rejected by the yellow line, so maybe we'll go oversold again, and maybe we'll put in another low, which, you know, I mean, I don't really want to track this whole structure because it's kind of messy, and there's really no point in covering a messy structure. I mean, here we went up in an ABC structure to form a first wave move up, and I wanted 5 waves. We did not get 5 waves. I wanted to get above the bull market support band. We did not get above the bull market support band. I wanted the price to get above the trend line right here. We have not gotten above the trend line yet, so it's very questionable right now, and there's also the possibility that we get another low in the second wave move down, which could put us at like 23 cents, which will be very close to the invalidation zone. So I don't know what will happen. I mean, right now what you need to look at is the Bitcoin chart, and the Bitcoin chart has been going sideways for the past 6 months, so this also does not really help. But when you look at it, let's say from a daily perspective, it really does look like we will get another low in the fourth wave move down, and that could put us below 49k. Now, I don't know if that will happen, maybe that will not happen, but if it does happen, then most altcoins will get another low in their second wave, and then after we get this, then we go in the fifth wave move up on the Bitcoin dominance chart, and we complete the third wave and get like 100k. Now, of course, there are also people that believe this is a 1-2 setup on the Bitcoin chart, and that we are still about to get a third wave move up. And while I believe that is highly unrealistic, I mean, there is the possibility that that is the case. So, you know, there are many possibilities, and nobody can really predict what will happen on the Bitcoin chart. Now, I don't believe we have topped, and I don't believe Bitcoin is nowhere near close to topping, which means that we still can get a pump to like 200k before we actually top. And I mean, a pump to 200k would make Cardano go crazy, and Cardano could easily get to like $5 to maybe even $8 if Bitcoin goes to like 200k, especially because Bitcoin dominance is again close to topping. Now, don't forget, in order for an altcoin season to actually start, Bitcoin needs to go up. So an altcoin season cannot start if Bitcoin continues going sideways. That's not how it works. Altcoin seasons only happen when Bitcoin goes up and the altcoins follow it and they start outperforming it. So until then, you know, we might continue going sideways. And also, do not forget, September is usually a red month for Bitcoin, and even though Bitcoin does not really go down that much in September, I mean, it only goes down like 5 to 10%. We are still in September, so I'm not expecting a huge pump this month. And I mean, that could mean that we will continue going sideways and maybe even get another low in the second wave move down right here before we actually start pumping after Bitcoin dominance tops and after Bitcoin starts going to new all-time highs. So I remain bullish on this chart, and I believe it has potential to be one of the best performing coins of this cycle, but you need to be patient, and usually people get rewarded for their patience, so we'll have to see what happens. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, check out our YouTube memberships and our Patreon if you want access to all of our charts. Also, if you want a personal altcoin analysis, if you want us to cover a specific altcoin for you, we can do that for gold members. So if you're interested in that, maybe check that out. Like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video.